first appeared over 100 years ago. Giant, humanoid creatures with a taste for our blood. The brute strength of these aberrations trumped an average person's many times over. We were shoved to the brink of extinction almost overnight.
Hello everyone. Welcome back to General Sansan Anime. In the previous episode, we witnessed the horrifying moment when the colossal titan appeared and destroyed Wall Maria, completely changing Eren's life forever. The peaceful world inside the walls collapsed in an instant, leaving chaos, fear, and countless deaths behind. Now, in episode 2, we'll see the aftermath of that tragic day and how Eren, Mikasa, and Armin struggled to survive this new reality. I'm expecting a lot of emotional scenes, pain, and the beginning of Eren's burning hatred toward the Titans. Let's continue this intense journey and see how everything unfolds in today's reaction.
The survivors erected walls Maria, Rose, and Sina, withdrawing behind them in frightened huddles for what was to be a century of uneasy peace. And then...
Till then a man apart from God, oh wretched was I, having driven Ean as the plow by Everest. Now thou beholdest, am I here punished for it, punished by the justice of God. Where covetous deeds thou seest born, upon the penance of these writhing souls, the mountain holds no greater pain. As greed has drowned our love for every good, every right, so justice here doth change. Stop! You son of a bitch! We could have saved her! We almost had her out! Why did you come? Why?
For countless generations, humankind has existed beneath the looming threat of enormous creatures known as titans, gigantic, human-shaped beings endowed with overwhelming strength and a terrifying capacity for destruction. These monsters hunt people without mercy, driven by an inexplicable instinct to devour them, leaving devastation in their wake. With extinction staring them in the face and no other path to survival, humans retreated behind vast defensive barriers. These colossal walls rose high above the land, standing as the final line of protection against the Titans and the last sanctuary for human civilization. There were 3 such walls, each built one behind the other: Wall Maria, Wall Rose, and Wall Sina. For more than 100 years, these massive fortifications shielded humanity from annihilation. Their immense size and careful construction reflected not only remarkable engineering skill but also humanity's unyielding will to endure. Over time, the walls came to represent safety, perseverance, and hope. Within them, people lived calm and ordinary lives, convinced that the Titans had been permanently kept at bay and that peace would last forever. That illusion of safety, however, collapsed in a single horrifying instant. On one unforgettable day, an unprecedented Titan appeared. A monstrous figure so immense that it towered over Wall Maria itself. This creature, later feared as the Colossal Titan, approached the outer wall effortlessly, as though mocking its size and strength. With one catastrophic strike, it shattered the gate of Wall Maria, ripping open a breach no one believed possible. The moment the wall fell, shock and terror rippled through the population like wildfire. Through the opening poured countless Titans, smaller yet no less deadly, flooding the city with ruthless violence. Streets were crushed, Homes were reduced to ruins, and flames consumed entire districts. Innocent civilians, children, parents, the elderly, were slaughtered without mercy. Even priests and holy men, who once comforted the fearful with words of faith, were devoured alongside everyone else. The scale of the massacre left survivors frozen in disbelief, overwhelmed by grief and horror. As panic spread,
Stop!
Look. There's nothing you could have done for her, you understand? You're a kid. You're weak. I'm worse. When push came to shove, I was too frightened to hold my ground. Your mother died because I'm a damn coward! I'm sorry.
It's the same thing all over again.
Hurry up! Keep your eye on the gate! Drop everything! Find the ferry nearest you and climb aboard for all you're worth! Move it! These things aren't gonna give you a head start!
So-called outlier districts like Shiganshina jut out like thorns at vital spots along Wall Maria. Their basic function is to streamline troop dispersal and keep security costs down by drawing Titans into specific areas. The calculated design flaw in all outlier districts is that they have only a single gate through which its citizens are able to retreat deeper inward should the need arise.
No personal belongings! We need to make as much room as possible!
Oh, you best have a seat.
I will. Just keeping an eye out for my friends. There they are. Aaron.
I wouldn't try to call out just now. Give them their space. God only knows what they've just seen.
Stop dragging your feet! Step out of it! I need those cannons loaded! Come on! They're headed right for us!
This isn't real. This is a nightmare.
people fled inward, desperately seeking shelter behind the remaining walls, trusting that the military forces stationed there could still defend them. But their hope was short-lived. Not long after, another terrifying presence revealed itself. This new Titan, later called the Armored Titan, possessed a hardened exterior that made it nearly invulnerable. Encased in thick, armor-like skin, it charged toward Wall Rose with unstoppable momentum. Its impact shattered the wall, opening yet another breach. With the fall of the second barrier, any lingering sense of security vanished. Humanity's strongest defenses were collapsing, and the Titans advanced without pause, pushing the survivors into utter despair. Amid this chaos stood a young boy named Eren Yeager. He had witnessed the horror firsthand, watching helplessly as his own mother was crushed and eaten by a Titan during the initial invasion. That single moment carved deep scars into his heart, igniting a burning hatred toward the Titans and a furious resolve to destroy them all. Though reflecting the recklessness of youth, Eren's vow was unwavering. No matter the cost, he swore to fight until every Titan was erased. Standing beside him were two companions who would become inseparable from his fate. Mikasa Ackerman, a girl of extraordinary physical ability and quiet intensity, pledged herself to Eren's protection. Her strength and composure became a silent anchor in the midst of devastation. Alongside her was Armin Arlert, physically frail but gifted with a sharp and analytical mind. Armin struggled with fear and self-doubt, knowing he lacked the strength to confront Titans directly, yet his intelligence and insight made him an invaluable presence among his friends. In the aftermath of the catastrophe, more than 10,000 people had lost their lives. The survivors were forced to crowd into the space between Wall Rose and Wall Sheena, creating a humanitarian crisis. Food and supplies became scarce, and starvation loomed over entire communities. In some places, people survived on a single piece of bread rationed every 2 days. Tensions flared as longtime residents looked down upon refugees, denying them fair access to resources. Discrimination and resentment.
What are you doing? What are the rest of us supposed to do? I'm sorry, it's at full capacity.
We can't do this, please! At least let our children on board!
Look, there's nothing we can do. Push off now. There's still room. What are you aiming at? You got rocks in your head, sir. With respect, they're all descent and not designed for accuracy to begin with. You're gonna give me attitude or you're gonna reload. Stop whining and do your job. What's the point? The inner gate. I'm not getting left behind. Retreat or die. Hey! Wait, are you out of your mind? Don't shut it yet. We've still got people out there. Give them a chance. We can't let the Titans get through the inner gate. If that happens, the handful of lives out there will be the least of our problems. There aren't enough resources for the whole human race to retreat behind the next wall if they break through. Listen to yourself. We're soldiers. We don't get to decide who lives or dies. What are you waiting for? The Titans are closing the gap. That does it. Bring her down. No! Let go of me!
fracturing unity at a time when cooperation was most needed. Eren, furious at both the Titans and the injustice within the walls, openly raged against his own helplessness. He spoke passionately of fighting back, of becoming strong enough to change everything. Mikasa, however, struck him down, both physically and emotionally, with a blunt reminder of reality. Her actions forced Eren to confront a painful truth: his anger alone was meaningless without strength. This harsh lesson left a deep impression on him, marking the beginning of true self-awareness. A year after Wall Maria's fall, the government launched a desperate campaign to reclaim the lost territory. Over 25,000 people were sent into Titan-infested land, driven by hope and desperation. The operation ended in disaster. Only a few hundred survived and returned. Though the mission failed militarily, it slightly eased the famine within the inner walls by reducing the population and reclaiming limited resources. Among the dead was Armin's uncle, a loss that struck Armin deeply and strengthened his determination to fight for humanity's future. Together, Eren, Mikasa, and Armin made a life-altering decision. They would enlist in the military. For 3 punishing years, they endured relentless training with the goal of becoming soldiers capable of standing against the Titans and reclaiming freedom for mankind. Training was merciless. Recruits were driven to exhaustion, both physically and mentally. They learned to wield the omnidirectional mobility gear, an advanced system that allowed soldiers to move freely through the air and engage Titans from all angles. Mastery required precision, balance, teamwork, and unwavering focus. Many trainees failed, unable to overcome fear or the crushing pressure. Survival itself became a test. For Eren, Mikasa, and Armin, these years reshaped them completely. They grew stronger, forged deeper bonds, and developed an unbreakable resolve. Each hardship reinforced their understanding that the path ahead would be filled with suffering and danger, yet surrender was never an option. At its core, Attack on Titan explores the clash between hope and despair, freedom and confinement, weakness and strength.
Bad news travels fast. Hours after Shiganshina fell, every man, woman, and child within the interior knew the unthinkable had come to pass. Terror spread like wildfire.
What do you think we're meant to make of these reports of Shiganshina falling to the Titans? Are they verified? That outcropping has held for a century. It makes no sense.
Whether or not they're verified, the refugees are certainly flooding in like plague rats. There have been at least 500 accounted for in the boats.
The question is, how prepared are we if Shiganshina is in ruins?
Come now. Surely Walmaria is enough on its own to hold the Titans at bay, don't you think?
Damn it all. Any way it's sliced, the situation is untenable. Our hands are tied. I say we make appeals to the central government for help.
Excuse me, my lords. You really want to hear this? Walmaria's been broken through. The Titans are... they're in!
This is the end. That's it. We're all dead. We're dead and standing at the gate of hell.
It's gone. Our house. It's all gone. Forever. Why was I always such a brat? Why did I always fight her? I never said, I love you. I'll never get to. Never.
There's nothing you could have done for her, you understand?
Because I'm a kid. Because I'm weak. Because every last one of us is a damn coward. This is over. What are you? What's wrong? You see something? Eren.
Humanity is not only battling monstrous enemies beyond the walls but also confronting fear, division, and its own limitations. Eren's journey embodies the relentless human spirit, the refusal to yield even when defeat seems inevitable. This episode reveals the collapse of false security. The walls, once symbols of safety, are exposed as fragile barriers. The Titans are no longer distant legends but immediate horrors. Eren's fury, Mikasa's protective resolve, and Armin's cautious reasoning each represent different human responses to catastrophe. The story also delves into political and social tensions within the walls. Scarcity fuels conflict, and mistrust between citizens and refugees threatens unity. The failed mission to reclaim Wall Maria highlights both humanity's resilience and the devastating cost of war. As the episode concludes, Oren and his friends stand on the threshold of an uncertain future. Their choice to fight, train, and grow stronger lays the foundation for the epic struggles and emotional trials that define the series. This chapter is essential in establishing the world of Attack on Titan. It frames the Titans as an existential threat and shows the extreme sacrifices required for survival. The fall of Wall Maria marks the end of peace and the beginning of an unforgiving battle for existence. Oren emerges not just as a central character but as a manifestation of raw emotion and youthful idealism, driven by loss and an unshakable desire for freedom. Mikos's loyalty and strength balance his impulsiveness, while Armin's intellect underscores the importance of strategy and thought in a brutal world. The refugee crisis mirrors real-world struggles, illustrating how fear and scarcity can breed division even among those facing the same enemy. Meanwhile, the military training sequences emphasize the harsh realities of warfare and the heavy price paid to protect humanity. The omnidirectional mobility gear becomes both a symbol of innovation and a trial that separates survivors from the fallen. Blending intense action, emotional depth, and social commentary, this episode stands as a cornerstone of the narrative. It prepares viewers for the vast scope of the conflict ahead, the sacrifices to come, and the
I'm gonna put a stop to this! I'll kill them all! Every last one! Aaron.
In terrified haste, the central government declared the outlier districts a lost cause and decreed all mankind retreat behind Wall Rose. Estimates held that nearly 10,000 lives were lost to the Titan offensive.
Eren, Carla, Mikasa, please be alive.
Eren! Stay with me, boy! Wake up!
Stop it! Please, you're scaring me! I don't understand what you're trying to do!
You don't have to! Just give me your arm!
No! You're insane! Momstead pushed you off the deep end!
Shut up!
No! Let me go!
Damn you! This is the only way!
I'm making any sense!
You cannot forget the key! Whatever you do, you must reach it! It's the way to the truth! One day you'll understand!
Hey, it's okay. You were just dreaming.
That was... It felt so real.
Nightmare. Shake it off.
Yeah.
Come on. They're handing out food rations near the warehouse. I think this used to be where they stored all the dry goods. Now it's where they corral the refugees.
I don't think so, friend.
Give me a break! All I've had for 2 days is a moldy bit of crust!
Not exactly a dignified existence.
Hey, guys! Armin. Glad I caught you. Here, Grandpa scrounged a little extra by telling the powers that be he had kids.
That was nice of him.
What's his deal? Just ignore it. There's a shortage. Poor man's probably hungry. By the way, I'd make that last. They were already dealing with famine before we got here, so it's an ugly situation. That, and this far in, there's a greater disparity between the haves and the have-nots.
Nothing more gratifying than seeing your rations go to animals. Guess we gotta beef up the herd, though.
The relentless world in which these characters must fight to survive. As night fell on the first day of training, the camp grew unnervingly quiet. The clamor of drills, shouted commands, and clashing equipment faded, replaced by the low rustle of wind brushing against canvas tents and wooden barracks. For many of the new recruits, this silence was far more terrifying than the chaos of the battlefield they had imagined. Darkness had a way of awakening memories they tried desperately to bury: screams from the day the walls fell, the sight of Titans looming over rooftops, and the helpless feeling of watching loved ones disappear. Inside one of the crowded sleeping quarters, Oren lay awake, staring at the ceiling above him. His body ached from exhaustion, yet sleep refused to come. Every time he closed his eyes, fragments of the past surged forward: his mother's final moments, the smoke rising over Shiganshina, and the sound of flesh being crushed beneath massive feet. Around him, other recruits shifted restlessly, some muttering in their sleep, others lying rigidly still as if afraid to move at all. Mikasa sat upright on her bed, quietly sharpening a blade by moonlight slipping through a narrow window. Her movements were precise and controlled, but her eyes betrayed a distant focus. Though she appeared calm, she too was haunted by memories, aware that strength alone could not guarantee survival. She listened closely to the breathing in the room, instinctively alert, as if expecting danger even within the safety of the walls. Armin, on the other hand, trembled beneath his blanket. He had tried to convince himself that joining the military was the right decision, that his mind could compensate for what his body lacked. But in the stillness of the night, doubt gnawed at him. He wondered how long someone like him could survive in a world that rewarded strength and punished hesitation. The faces of fallen refugees flashed through his thoughts, reminding him that fear was not an abstract concept, it was a daily reality. Suddenly, a quiet sob broke the silence. One of the younger recruits, barely older than a child, had begun to cry uncontrollably. His hands shook as he whispered apologies to no one in particular, repeating that he did not want to die. The sounds.
Eat up! The Titans like a little meat on their bones.
Aaron, wait!
Ought to keep you in cages. Shove you out to the front lines as a buffer. Ow! Damn it! You picked the wrong man, asshole!
Spineless cowards! All of you! You don't know what it's like! You've seen one? You've seen what they can do?
You little piece of...
He's sorry! He didn't mean it. He's just hungry. We all get that way, speak our minds out of turn sometimes. Forgive him. I beg you.
Yeah, well, keep in mind who's given up their share so you can eat. In case you hadn't noticed, we're all hungry. Tell your buddy a little gratitude goes a long way.
Sure.
Bastard. I'm not about to show gratitude to a coward. I can't do this. I'm going back to Almaria. The Titans have to pay for what they've done to us.
Hey now, you're not serious. That's your stomach talking.
No, it's not! Wake up! The guys standing between us and them are just a bunch of talk! To hell with all of them! Here! Go back!
Yeah? What are you trying to do, starve?
When are you gonna get sick of their charity? Too much is handed to us. We have to stand on our own 2 feet.
To do what? Get killed by a Titan? I know I used to think our future was beyond the walls, but it's like you told that man. I'd never seen what they could do to us.
So that's it? This is just the way life is? Run away and take what we're given?
Look at us! What choice do we have here?
We can damn well leave! If you want to scrape by on the charity of cowards, that's your thing! But I'm not a parasite!
Mikasa.
Have you looked in the mirror lately? All of us are parasites. We couldn't run from certain death without help. Tell me differently. Don't take your shortcomings out on him. For God's sake, we can't even find food on our own. We're parasites. We're cowards. Titans are at the top of the food chain, period. Pride be damned, we do what we must to live. Your mom didn't ask us to be brave.
Mikasa!
Eat it. She asked us to stay alive. I'm not about to let her down.
2 days later, throngs of starved refugees were put to plow in the wastelands as a last-ditch effort to raise food.
Spread unease through the room, stirring others from their thoughts. Some turned away, unwilling to confront the raw vulnerability mirrored in his voice. Others stared at the floor, gripping their blankets as if holding on to life itself. An older trainee finally spoke, his voice low and strained. He admitted that he was terrified too, that every single person in the room was. No one laughed or argued. The truth settled heavily among them. They were not heroes yet. They were ordinary people standing at the edge of something far greater and more horrifying than they had imagined. Oren clenched his fists. Listening to the fear around him ignited the familiar fire in his chest, but this time it was different. His rage was no longer blind. It was sharpened by understanding. He realized that the Titans had not only destroyed cities and taken lives, they had stolen the future, forcing children to confront death before truly living. That realization deepened his resolve. If fear was inevitable, then he would move forward despite it. Mikasa finally spoke, her voice calm but firm. She reminded the crying recruit that fear did not mean weakness and that surviving meant enduring moments like this. Her words were not comforting, but they were honest. Slowly, the sobbing faded, replaced by uneasy silence. As the night wore on, exhaustion eventually claimed them one by one. Yet even in sleep, the tension remained, woven into every breath. That night marked an unspoken turning point. Each recruit understood that training was not merely about learning how to kill Titans. It was about learning how to live with fear, loss, and the constant presence of death. When dawn arrived, the camp stirred once more. Faces were pale, eyes hollow, but something subtle had changed. The recruits stood a little straighter. They had faced their fear in the darkness and survived the night. It was a small victory, insignificant in the face of the war ahead, yet crucial all the same. This quiet moment, hidden between battles and grand speeches, revealed the true cost of the fight against the Titans. Before blades were drawn and lives were lost, there was fear. Before courage, there was doubt. And it was in overcoming these silent struggles that the foundations of true strength were laid.
But the cold, hard ground yielded nothing. And the following year, 846, the remaining refugees old enough to serve in the military were tasked with reclaiming Wall Maria. Of the 250,000 sent, nearly 20% of the surviving population, not even 200 made it back. While it did nothing to drive back the Titans, their sacrifice did at least lessen the effects of famine within the interior. We have to find a way to stop them. Our lives will never be our own until we do. This world will never feel like home. That's it. Next year I'll be applying to join the cadets. To become strong enough to fight back. I'm with you. You don't have to. I do!
So do I.
Damn it! I'm not trying to drag you in. Look, there's no point in following me to my death.
Yeah. And if I can help it, then it won't be your death.
All right. Together then.
Straighten those spines, pissheads! The 104th Cadet Corps boot camp starts now! Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Commandant Keith Chavez, and you will grow to hate me! Training is gonna be a white-knuckle ride through hell! If I've done my job, you'll be waking up in a cold sweat from memories of this place every night for the rest of your miserable lives! Right now, you're nothing. Livestock. But over the next 3 soul-crushing years, you'll learn to take down your own Goliath! Remember this moment when you come face to face with him. Because here's where you ask yourself, am I a fighter? Or am I fiend? Am I gonna be ground up to pulpy human grist between boulder-sized incisors? Or am I gonna be the one to bite?
I'm a fighter, alright. And before I'm done with them, the Titans will grow to hate me. It isn't easy. Hard truth. Passion's no guarantee you'll stick the landing. Unless you can transmute it into skill. When you're floored by fundamentals, all the heart in the world means nothing.
Thank you so much for watching this video on General Sansan Anime. I really appreciate you spending your time here and sharing this anime journey with me. If you enjoyed this reaction, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any upcoming videos. Your support truly means a lot and helps the channel grow stronger every day. I'll be back very soon with more exciting reactions, emotional moments, and unforgettable anime scenes for all of us to experience together. Until next time, take care, keep enjoying anime, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.